Hey everybody, it's Amrita Khurana with the podcast with Keller Williams, coming here to talk to you about a topic that has come back up again now that we're in a different market, buying down the rate. So, I've talked about marry the house, date the rate. Now, there is something else you can deploy as a strategy, which is buying down the rate. So essentially the rate could be, let's just say 7%. I'm going to use even numbers. If the rate is 7%, and the house is worth X and you can't afford the payment. But if you buy the rate down by paying, let's say $2,000, let's just use a random number, $2,000 to buy down 1 point. So making your rate from 7% to 6%. You go down to 6% and now your monthly number works because your rate is lower on the purchase that you're looking to buy. But now you need to pay that $2,000 to buy the rate down. It could be 2, it could be 5, it could be whatever. That depends on the mortgage lender. And I'm not quite sure how they come up with that calculation on the buy down. But let's just use whatever number it is to buy it down. What you need to then realize is it worth paying that upfront to buy your rate down, and so your payment can be something that you can afford so you could pursue this house? Or do you continue playing the waiting game and having more competition or not finding the house you want because inventory is tight, which is going to persist? So that's one option. Now, within that option, there's another option. If you're buying down the rate as a part of your negotiations, depending on what's happening in your negotiations, you can ask the seller to cover the buy down rate cost. It's a strategy. It may or may not work. I don't know, depending on the situation you're in, but that's another option. The other thing you could possibly do is ask your lender if you could roll in the buy down point cost into your mortgage. If that's something that you want to think about doing, that's something worth asking your lender if that's something you can do. This way your cost has been, it'll be pushed out to your mortgage payments. It'll be included in that number altogether. And if your number doesn't change that much, which it shouldn't for that kind of small amount, you'll be fine. So that's my tip. This buy down conversation that's happening more and more now because the rates are higher. If you find the right house, that is something you should consider doing. I would absolutely consider doing it. Actually, an offer we were making on an investment property, we were going to buy down the point. That property didn't work out, so we didn't end up using that strategy, but it is something I totally would do. So hope that's helpful. If you have questions, hit me up. Have a great Friday. Bye.